Hello folks, GWT. I'm going to do some different material videos, and I hope those of you who don't get notifications, I hope that you periodically look up my channel and check to see if I've posted anything new. Thank you for that. Okay. Folks, I want to say that if President Trump, who's supposed to be a Christian and supposed to be some kind of an individual, if he really was a Christian, he would make schools teach the Bible as a required subject to graduate. And I know it doesn't matter what anybody thinks about it or anybody says about it. If children were taught the Bible from a young age, like they're taught that we live on a round spinning globe, then this whole country would be different. And if Trump had any Christian cojones, he'd make that happen, because he can make it happen. The Supreme Court from the 60s and those presidents just before that, they are the ones that took prayer out of schools. They're the ones that ruined Christianity. They are the ones that helped ruin Christianity. And you folks you're not privy to that type of history, because hardly no one talks about it. The Supreme Court took prayer out of school, took Bible study out of school, everything. You folks need to understand that. It's just like when the Bibles went into print, it was Masons, it was Jesuits who owned the printing shops. And when those Bibles went into print in around 1450 to 1460, King James had the Bible had already been edited numerous times by Jesuit kings and queens. Then when it went into print, that was about the same time that they done away with Ptolemy's teachings and went with Copernicus, that we live on a round spinning ball. So they edited out the serious stuff out of the Bible that, for one thing only, tells you that you live on a flat earth, or describes a flat earth repeatedly over and over and over again. Adam and Eve, Noah, Enoch, all them books talk about, they give characteristics, adjectives, adverbs, definitions of a flat earth. This is all kept from us by the same ones who created this globe construct, because they created a profiteering globe construct lie, and they're blocking Christianity at the same time. From the NSA right on down to the local police departments, they can hack into your communication devices without being reported to your screen, and scans as spyware will not indicate and will not warn you, will not find them or anything. They can control it all. They can disable your antiviruses to accept their infiltrations. They can add or take away the data in your device. And target individuals, or TIs, know this from their own experiences, as do I. Your whole house, surrounded by wires and a smart meter, is turned into a broadcasting antenna and a receiving antenna, and you got no secrets in your house. They have eyes. They might as well, I can say that they have eyes and they have ears in your houses, and I'm not BSing the majority of you that has any recent year current updates to appliances and your electrical system. And if you've got a smart meter on your house, you got no secrets from nobody. Nobody. No way, shape, form. You got no secrets. I want to tell you something. When your accounts, like all your business accounts, all your website accounts, everything, when your accounts, when you use PayPal or use your debit card or use your banking tracking numbers and stuff, when accounts payable are set up to debit your banking institution, that account will continue after you're dead. If something happens to you, it doesn't quit. I talked to a guy one time who went to jail for a while, and all of the months that he was in jail, I think he was in there 7 or 8 months or something, all the months that he was in jail, when he got out of jail, his bank was overdrawn like crazy. People had debited his account and took all of his stuff All of his automatic debits had cleaned him out and put him in the red. And anyway, folks, I'm just telling you, the corporation's income never stops. I suggest that not one thing should be set up to automatic debit your account. That's just my suggestion. That's what the chip will do. When you get the chip, all of your accounts will be automatically debited. Just remember, that's what y'all have been told, probably by a whole lot more people than me. But I'm NSA blocked, and not anything that I put on y'all that I think is important and that I want y'all to know, hardly none of that gets to y'all. I'm sorry about that. I can't get my stuff out, and I know some of y'all are trying to help me. There's a couple other channelers. Theodore Daniel, he posts some of my videos before, and Urban Prepper 1, and there's a couple other people that post my videos. And I wish there was some way that I could give them every one I've gotten. They could just pick and choose the ones that they like the most. Y'all are welcome to anything in my library. Feel free to take it. It's yours. Once you have a copy, that copy's yours. You can throw darts at it if you want to, folks. Folks, I'm in the middle of a project, and I don't know when I'm going to get another video out after this one right here. But y'all need to take a look at yourself and think about yourself a little bit, because the majority of the people that you know and the majority of the people that's around you are actually a bunch of dumbasses. Because when you offer them information and they refuse to give it any thought, that's ignorance. That is ignorance. They're incapable of learning anything. You can show it to them in black and white or red and blue, and they're not going to pick it up. It's a shame that there is so few of us that have any clue as to some of the things that is going on that's killing us constantly, day by day by day. It's so very few of us. And then the government, right down to the law enforcement, has all communications strapped down underneath of their thumbscrew. I can't get messages out. I should have millions of views with the harsh talk that I talk. I should have millions of views. And they're holding the truth back because they don't want anybody to wake up. And for the people who refuse to check out the common sense of the flat earth that we live on, y'all are retarded. People like to learn. Retarded people will try to learn. But people that are ignorant, they're incapable of learning, and they know they're incapable of learning, so they don't try. I'm sorry for all of y'all who don't try to learn and figure out for yourself who's telling you the truth and who ain't. Just keep on chasing the Bagleys and the Quayles and all of them daggone people. These preachers out here who's telling everybody, oh no, I believe in the geocentric round earth traveling through space and everything. They go to prison, they make a deal, they get out, they work for the government. And that's what's going on, folks, with these bigwig preachers, all of them. People like Paul Bagley, Hovind, and that other preacher that, all of them. They keep saying, oh, who was that saying that we're lying? They're a little channel. They ain't got no followers, no subscribers. Their videos ain't being seen. Nobody's interested in what they got to say. Y'all understand? Can you understand any of what I say in these videos right here, folks? Our Supreme Court that makes all the rules legal, that changes everything legal. Our Supreme Courts and the presidents helping them have given us legal gambling, prostitution, took the prayer, took all the Christian activities out of school, away from the young people, as they would grow and mature in both body and thought process. They've given us legal abortion, same-sex marriage, all these things that the Bible warns us against and criticizes our Supreme Courts have given us. It's anti-Bible, anti-Christian. Our Supreme Courts are all government picked for the advancement of evil. And through mind control, through government mind control, righteousness is removed from normal Christian-minded thought process. You don't necessarily have to consider yourself, call yourself a Christian to be Christian-minded. But your Christian-minded thought process is being taken away from you, and you self-professed Christians, you do conspire, and you do excuse away righteous consciousness all the time. You excuse yourselves, you compromise. You go against the word that you profess to everybody that you follow. Things happen sometimes, folks. And when people excuse away righteous conscience and they do anything unjust to a genuine, a true righteous individual, sometimes things backfire. All kinds of stuff can happen. I've experienced in my life. It can be your family, your children, your neighbors, your friends. Friends of 30 to 50 years, as I have experienced my own self in my long life. People in humanity are so mind controlled that they can't even see what the greedy systems of government and legislature and the judicial and the tax systems has done to humanity. And are any of you giving any thought to the onslaught of machines over man? Can you see where, or can you not see where this is going? Look, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he is a government man. I mean, he married into the Kennedy family and all kinds of stuff. He became governor. He's not even a citizen of the United States. Him being a governor in the United States goes against the Constitution, and the government has changed the Constitution, and they pick and choose whoever they want. And he is in their tight circles. And folks, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a leader in making some of the boldest movies to show everyone some of their future. Their real future. Not the future in motion pictures, but your future. I want to mention something about chemotherapy and the money pit that it is. It's an insurance company racket. Chemotherapy can run into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and all it is a game that they play. These machines hurt your body. They do bad things to you. And they say it gives you a little bit longer sometimes. Maybe so. Maybe it extends your period of time a little bit sometimes. But folks, you need to consider there are other alternatives. I'm going to tell you right now, my neighbor just told me that his wife was cut open last week, and they found so much cancer inside of her that they just sewed her back up. Now I'm going to tell you something. With all of their technology and all of their machines and their equipment, you're going to tell me they're going to cut somebody open and then say, oh, surprise, they're full of cancer. Oh, they didn't have no way of knowing that before they cut them open? Folks, I'm going to tell you something. Most time when people get cut open and they have cancer, their cancer takes off. I told my neighbor when he told me his wife was given about 3 months to live, I said, listen, in my searching around and in things I found out, organic lemons, the peelings, the seeds, all the whole entire, and the whole total fruit, the whole entire fruit, and apricots, especially apricot seeds, organic. You can order them from Thailand or India. You can get them from across the water, and they're organic. You just got to crush them up, grind them up, turn them into meals so your body will break them down better. Okay? Chewing them up leaves them in big chunks and they don't digest properly. But you can people that have cancer can get on mangosteen, which you got to get that out of country too, and they can order the apricot seeds, and if you want to feel that they're genuine organic, you need to order them outside the United States. And not just that, but you can, the organic lemons, and you can take the lemons and the seeds and the mangosteen, and I'm going to tell you what, it is better at fighting cancer than any chemotherapy they got. It's been proven. I've got a sister who cured herself of cancer, serious, hurry up and operate kind of stuff, and she did it with an organic fruit and vegetable and water only diet. I think maybe black or green tea, and that was it. Cured herself of cancer. The doctor said, oh, the prayers in churches really work. Well, that's where she found out about the holistic stuff and the doctors and the natural remedies for these things out here, folks. Our medical system is making fools of you while they're your guinea pigs. They're testing this stuff on you. How do they stay healthy? They're in the circle. Some who are unjust to those of certain righteousness end in great sorrow. What you do to others can come home to you. My experiences in my life are many, and I keep them far from my mind, folks, because it shames my spirit, as more than one has ended in death, untimely, or some odd or some strange circumstances. I'm telling you, I've known of pets, family members, children, jobs, car wrecks, all kinds of serious accidents, mind-controlling things that depresses you and knocks you down, suicides. I got a buddy whose dog was tormented and killed by a neighbor. That neighbor ended up committing suicide, and that neighbor came after the guy who owned the dog. And the law was helping them out and everything. They were against someone who was acting in a righteous way, and that guy killed himself over for it. And I have been later, I've been informed or I've heard about similar things following after me in my life. And folks, I'm telling you, I was left to feel, because I questioned myself, did I have anything to do with that, mentally or spiritually or some kind of way? Some very severe reverse results I have known of in real life. And folks, I'm telling you right now, I respect the word, and I fear bad things. I fear bad things returning to me, so I don't send any bad things to anyone. One is either righteous or they are not. There is no in between. When you do no wrong, you will find out if there is a righteous protecting God or just some reptilian species and their prey and their playpen. And I'll leave it up to you to decide what you think about it. But I'm telling you, the reason no one sees my videos or anything is because these messages are harsh talk, and it should bring the real Christian men, it should bring the real American men, the constitutional type people, the American Indians, the American Jews, the black people. It should bring them all together, and they should want to get rid of this tyrannical government that I believe the NSA and all the local systems, I believe they're doing the bidding and they're following the rule of a reptilian species. And you can laugh and think I'm crazy if you want to, but the Bible is one of the oldest things, and in the very beginning, it was a reptilian that defiled the Garden of Eden, according to the Scriptures, and defiled Adam and Eve both. And I'm telling you right now, folks, you better take some of that Bible real serious. And what's going on is an advancement of evil way, the way of the reptilian, because they are the masters. The reptilian species are the masters on this earth, and for those of you who can't reach it, I'm sorry that you can't reach it. But I can reach it, and I can see it and understand it. I can feel it. And I'm trying to tell y'all, and the NSA and all their local control communication systems don't want y'all to hear what I'm saying, and they don't want no people in bars or restaurants or television. They don't want anybody to hear this coming from somebody who is speaking it harshly, trying to impress the point into your thought process to try to get by, try to
push through the mind control that is on almost everyone. I get 300 million people in America, and there ain't but 200 or 300, 500 that hears these things that I'm saying. There is only one other person around the internet that I know that I could relate to myself, and I think he's an ex-Navy SEAL. I got to think of his name. His name is Ken O'Keefe. Ken O'Keefe. And I think Chuck Norris. I've heard Chuck Norris say some pretty daggone strong things before. So that he's kind of in the same category. But outside of those two guys right there, there isn't anybody else that I know of across the internet that I've heard of or that I've been told of that speaks as stern and as harsh of a message as mine. I just don't know of anybody else. We're in a class all of our own. But anyway, I just wish that somebody else could hear these messages, because the bad part about it is these preachers that y'all are listening to, you Christian folks in the audience of the Wes Truther channel, these preachers that y'all are listening to, that you've got confidence in, you show them respect, you send them money, you watch their whole entire show, their whole entire sermon, or whatever it is. When these people tell you that when they uplift NASA, who's got you believing you live on a round spinning globe and the leaves will stay on the trees at 1,000 miles an hour. These preachers who have staff members who help them separate the BS out of all of the information that's out here. These people are talented. They are gifted for speaking publicly, for keeping their voices in a perfect tone, for having a professional delivery, for entertaining you, for exciting you, for playing with your emotions, for playing with your senses, or playing on your emotions and your senses. You folks, when you realize that these people are telling you lies, because anybody who's in the Word of the Bible, the Word of God, anybody that's in it, who professes they know even a little bit about it and they deny the flat earth, they are liars themselves. And these YouTube preachers out here, there are some good preachers that are liars that don't have large followings, but there are some preachers who are lying and holding back the truth from y'all and getting handsomely paid for it. And you folks need to turn your back on them. They are holding you back. They're holding you down. There are some other YouTube channelers that's had channels for a long time in the United States, and they've had to leave the United States and move to other countries so they could continue without being murdered, without being thrown into prison, indefinite detention. And see, that's what they do to the real truthers. I don't know how Ken O'Keefe keeps safe. He's a very smart and brilliant man. I don't know how he stays safe. So anybody that speaks out against the government and has a lot of ears, I don't see how they keep safe. But I'm glad that they do, because there ain't but a few of us, folks. And when we have to put ourselves in vulnerable positions, then sometimes we have to, and it doesn't work out. I'm going to show you something while I'm thinking about it. I want you to see the snow on the ground out here. And it's been 40. Look at that snow on the street. It's been 40, 50 degree days for 4 or 5 days. The reason that snow don't melt is because it's artificial. It's not real. It is not real snow. Y'all keep on believing the weather people. Y'all keep on believing them when they're telling you that they can forecast things 10 days in advance. Y'all just keep on. Y'all, folks, I'm sorry for humanity, period. Because humanity is going to become a lost tribe.
a lost civilization. That's the way things are heading. And y'all keep waiting. Y'all keep waiting and waiting. You think somebody's going to step in and fight your fight for you? Somebody's going to step in and avenge you? If it hadn't happened in 10,000, if it hadn't happened in 100,000 years, what makes you think that it's going to happen? Where's your proof for that?